Good morning, everyone. Just a bit of context. I head up the GovCMS team, and Toby is the technical lead for GovCMS. I'm going to give you a quick run through about what GovCMS is about and what we do, and Toby's going to get a little bit more technical. So GovCMS is run by the Online Services branch over at Department of Finance. We do GovCMS for government, by government. Unlike most other government shared services, we're not like other government shared services because we're centrally managed but community-led. So the agencies that are involved and participating in the program have a big say in what we do and how we evolve the program. We provide an enterprise-grade platform. It's all about hosting government websites, but making it easy and taking away as much of the pain for participating agencies as possible. We're more than just a CMS. So we provide a cloud-hosted environment, no surprise, and we're running on the AWS data centers in Sydney. We do only host Drupal as our CMS, but in the near future, we're actually expanding the service to include hosting of headless or decoupled sites. So the front end could be something completely different, React or Angular, for example. There's two flavors of GovCMS, SaaS and PaaS. The SaaS flavor of GovCMS is where finance, GovCMS team, actually takes care of the support, the maintenance, the security accreditation. We provide web security for all the websites, so DDoS protection, etc. Again, we take care of all of those technical problems and challenges so agencies can focus on looking after their own sites. If they're a PaaS customer, platform as a service, you have more freedom, but with that freedom comes more responsibility. Regardless of the platform, agencies have full access to design their sites however they need them to function. So the theming, the look and feel of the site can be whatever they need. And I've got some examples. We're delivering some high traffic websites. We've got passports.gov. This gets millions of users a month for millions and millions of page views. We deal with high profile websites. So this is the Child Abuse Royal Commission website. There was high media and community interest in the launch of this site. It had to be stable and robust because it was getting hit pretty hard when they first released their report. We've also got some really, really unique designs. This is the National Film and Sound Archive. They do things like full screen video on their theme. Plus they've got a collection of fairly significant archives that you can see online. We also have other sites that deal with open data, create dashboards, and in this particular case, replaces significant printed documentations with online tools. All these 4 sites that you've just seen are on the fully managed SaaS platform. So it's capable of doing quite a lot of things. For anyone that's still not convinced, there's a range of other benefits that agencies get. It's cost effective because we actually share the costs of things like the IRAP accreditation across the whole platform. The sites that we can allow agencies to build makes it easier for them to comply with government standards. We take care of a lot of the security work. We do all the patching. We do all the updating. It allows agencies to focus on what's actually important for them, which is their content and delivering to their actual customers, rather than focusing on technical tasks. And we've got a pretty significant community in behind GovCMS, so there's lots of collaboration between agencies, and you can share skills and experience across digital teams. GovCMS is available to federal agencies, state government, and local government. At the moment, we have just over 230 websites live, and 77 agencies are signed up, and there's more coming all the time. You may have heard recently that we've made an announcement about our new service provider. So we're very excited to be working with Salsa Digital and Amaze.io to head towards a new hosting platform for GovCMS. And at this point, I'm handing over to Toby, and he's going to do the rest.
Okay, good morning. That's what GovCMS is and has been. Part of my job as the tech lead is to make sure that developers are happy, and to make sure that we're going somewhere in the future which keeps developers happy. So Nathan just said we're moving to a new hosting platform. We were previously hosted with Acquia. Acquia runs a proprietary product on top of AWS. From our point of view, we went out to market earlier this year and looking for a new solution. We kept the net quite wide to try and give ourselves maximum opportunity to really get a great value out of it. The new platform, I probably shouldn't talk about Openshift too much in AWS conference, but we've launched, we'll be launching on Openshift. It's a fully open source stack, so all aspects, all of the tools we're using, so all the logging, all the backups, are all done using open source tools, which for us as an open source and community ethos is really important. Building developer experience, being able to scale elastically for us. Government has a very boring, predictable usage for websites, except when it doesn't. And some agencies know that they've got 1 million people coming on a day, or they've got 200,000 people coming in a week. The risk around that for agencies of their website not functioning is quite extreme. So one of the things we want to be able to do is better handle that, plan for baseline, but handle those spikes. And going with Docker, we've obviously got a lot of flexibility around being able to evolve into new products and new tools, talking about headless, being able to choose a wider complement of tools and applications. We're also, because we're working with Amazy to build this product almost from scratch, we're able to use a much wider range of AWS tools than we were before. So long-term backup retention in Glacier, being able to deploy AWS Shield for origin protection in addition to our current CDN, DDoS protection, being able to use our simple email service, and looking down the track towards things like being able to implement Aurora for serverless databases, and as one of the things that's really important with us is having the flexibility to be able to choose the tools we need as they arise. One of the biggest concerns for our current customers is what happens when we change providers. Plan F, I think, is copy it all onto USB drive, move it across, plug it in, copy it up, it'll work. We've been working extensively with Salsa Digital to build scripted SaaS migrations, and to do that we've built a whole load of Ansible playbooks running inside AWX on our Openshift cluster, automating it to give our agencies confidence, because we rely on agencies trusting us. We rely on people knowing that knowing that we know what we're doing. So we'll be running these playbooks through and through. Our intention is to be able to give agencies full ability to be able to test the new environment before we go live, and be able to make this reusable so that the process for people coming to our platform in future can use the same tool sets. Talk about developers. One of the largest criticisms we've had is a very disjointed local and cloud development process. One of the things we really, really wanted to fix with our new infrastructure was being able to replicate production locally, being able to replicate production in development, because for anybody that works on the web team for a government agency, having your executive sign off your site in UAT and then having to cross your fingers when you go to prod is not a situation you want to be in. So through Docker, through the tooling, you can replicate your prod environment on your local desktop, so you know that the site you've built is the site that you will deploy. Obviously there's checks and balances and audits and stuff we've got to get through. But we're hosting all of our repositories, so all of our images will be hosted publicly on Docker Hub. We'll be hosting our own version of GitLab, again, coming back to security for agencies. We'll be hosting government site images inside our Openshift so we can take maximum use of the Docker infrastructure. One of the most exciting things for us is better logging, having an EFK stack in place, being able to visualize a whole lot more logs than we were previously will help us with getting through the sort of curly problems that arise with government sites. And I've said familiar modern tool sets, trying not to offend people who are massively attached to their local WAMP or LAMP stack, but Docker, GitLab, they're all becoming commonplace in modern development. And yeah, being able to get on top of those is going to help build a broader developer community. I think this is my day off for the next 3 months. We're going through the phases to get the new platform. The new platform has to be live at the end of November. We're in the middle of the alpha phase, so we've got things stood up, we've got tests running. We're starting to do work with agencies in sort of early November towards that go live. For agencies that want to come on board once we're up and running, so December, January, we'll start working with them in the next few weeks to start developing then towards a later go live. So obviously development can happen on the platform slightly before it goes live, but Nathan mentioned it, community. Community is really, really important for us. We hold a series of meetups throughout the year. Anybody's welcome to come to those meetups from government. We also hold once a year a meetup for our broader community, so people that are into Drupal, people that are into DevOps, people that want to find out how awesome we are. The last one we held publicly was at the Hellenic Club because there was over 400 people that came. There's a real groundswell of support, and what I see as an long-term open source, open everything kind of person, the people that support each other, the government agencies that take time out of their day to help their colleagues asking and answering questions is phenomenal inside GovCMS. It's someone saying, I want to build this on my website. How do I do that? And rather than having to go out to the market and engage an external developer, there's people around government who will share 30 minutes, 45 minutes of their time to really help them. And in the most extreme examples, we've seen people being given credentials to log into another agency's website to fix a couple of pages up for them. That's really encouraging. That builds on that sharing. We obviously contribute back towards open source. That's something that's really important for us. But we're more than happy to talk to people about what we do. We'll always talk about Drupal, about GovCMS. If you are interested in what we do, reach out, emails, webs, Google people, search for those random guys that do GovCMS, and you'll probably come up with Nathan and I fairly near the top of the page. But after this session, we'll be around most of the day. There's a couple of others in GovCMS t-shirts. If you want to find out some more, if you want to find out whether your agency uses GovCMS, and if you want us to arm you with all the lines you need to go back and really sell it, I'll try. I try and avoid that kind of stuff and talk about developers more. But thanks for listening. We're probably 2 minutes ahead of time, which for me is a personal record. If you've got any questions, come and grab us afterwards. Thank you very much.